Copy brought you the mysterious story of the savage deaths of a bride and her bridesmaid. Julianne Lake, larger than life and aggressive as his haircut. But Mark Jackson, better known as Jacko, had a few surprises up his sleeve, kicking more than a few goals, first as a rock singer, then TV star, and right now taking on Hollywood with those battery commercials and a new movie. From villain to superstar, he's laughing all the way to the bank, as Rick Willis discovered.
There is little doubt that Jacko's latest venture into the world of rock music is tough and aggressive. But after all, that is the philosophy of this larger-than-life battery man.
You've got to be mentally violent, I think, to achieve a goal. And I don't mean that to scare anybody, but that's the intensity you need to achieve goals.
And goals have been a huge part of Jacko's life. From the age of 14, when he first set his sights on becoming a top VFL footballer, to the age of 33, playing the tough guy in his first international movie. And these explosive pictures behind the scenes on the set, they show Jacko as his normal, aggressive self.
Please, shoot the bastard! Shoot the bastard! We're the line, pal, we are the line! Your problem can get me killed!
Apparently, he's even in a sex scene. Jacko stars opposite one-time Hollywood heartthrob and star of Blue Lagoon, Christopher Atkins. Remembering him as a player of Aussie rules football, where he would either drop his pants to the crowd or throw his fingers up in an obscene gesture to his opponent, it seems hard to believe that everything he did was calculated to make Jacko a success. But make no mistake, his antics on the paddock were all part of a driving ambition that would take him to the top. And boy, did it work.
You just have to have street smarts and take advantage of all situations, and that's what I got out of football. I got a platform for my theatrics. Everything then was just a matter of putting it into place, like taking advantage of the situation, the notoriety.
Watching him at work, you would be foolish indeed to think that because of his wacko sense of humour, Jacko doesn't have all his marbles. Everything for Jacko works on a system of credits, which for him became stepping stones to his next success.
I did a punk record called I'm an Individual, which went to the top of the Australian chart. I bought out a book, which was called Jacko Dumb Like a Fox. Then Mike Willissey, who was a very well-known current affairs reporter, gave me the opportunity to work as a current affairs reporter. As a sporting identity, the notoriety allowed me to put on a fight in Perth, which 4,500 people came, which is the second highest crowd of a fight in Perth. The fight was actually not so easy, but it paid good money. But unless you can seize the opportunity and attack it with all the aggressiveness and the precision of an assassin, you'll get success, but if you don't, you won't.
Because of his uncanny ability to sell himself, Jacko was made world ambassador for Australian rules football and billed as the toughest footballer in the world. There would be few who would argue with that statement. It was the exposure he received after that tour that caught the eye of the Energizer battery people.
I'm gonna surprise ya! New Energizer! Set up surpriser! New Energizer!
The success of the Australian campaign greatly improved the battery's market share and led to a similar campaign in New Zealand. But that wasn't enough. Jacko thought it was time to go for the big league. He went to his Australian boss, and it was Jacko who suggested a campaign in the United States.
He looked at me and he said, "You're crazy." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Can you ring them up?" He said, "Well, look, I'm in Australia. These guys are the head honchos over there. I don't think they're going to come at it." Anyway, apparently they had Mary Lou Retton, an Olympic gold medalist the year before, and they were struggling for a campaign, so they took on the Energizer battery campaign. They put us in there for a year, in which we broke all sorts of cut-through records with the commercials, and it was a real thrill driving down Sunset Strip, you know. There was Sly Stallone on a big, 50 by 20 poster, and then you come up to the next one and Raiders of the Lost Ark, Harrison Ford, right? And you come up to the next one, Jacko and the Energizer, like, good on you, mate. I just sat back in the limo and I said, too smart again.
Now it's the River Nile. In the latest series for the Australian campaign, Jacko, complete with turban, is scaring the wits out of the desert Arabs. And if he's not rousing the locals in Egypt, he's terrifying his partners at the site of his latest venture, a gold mine in the hills outside Melbourne.
We've got about a minute, and then everything just goes kapoof. You're probably wondering why I'm really relaxed. I stay up there at this mine 3 or 4 nights a week and get up at 6 every morning and shower under the canvas bag because there's no tap, no hot water. The generator runs out at 10:30 and someone's got to go out and pour and rain and put petrol in the generator so we can watch hard copy. You know, it's just a nightmare, really it is. But I tell you what, you wouldn't change it for the world, you know. It's just, it's a bit smelly, but gee, you have a good time. Here we are!
What is it, do you think, you attribute all your success, all your philosophy to? And where does Jacko come from?
Everything I touch. Anything that I can get my hands on to achieve my goal, I'll do. I love getting there and just sitting down saying, yes! Like I've probably done 5 times in my life. Like, you know, I suppose when I first played my first game of league football, you know, and then when I got the Energizer campaign in Australia, and then when I went into New Zealand, it was such a success, you know. And then when I got the campaign in the States, I was just, yes, what's this going to do? What can I do now? Then all the television studios started ringing me up. Lorimar Pictures rang me up, Fox Television rang me up, Glenn Larson, who I ended up working for on The Highwayman, rang me up. And I had interviews with these guys. Have you ever acted before? Yeah. What did you act in? I was in this play. What sort of play? I played the part of a sportsman. Oh, yeah. How many people did you get there each week? Like, how many people would come through the gate? Oh, we'd have an average of 20 to 30, sometimes 40,000 a month. You're joking. No, I swear to God. Shakes me hands. Look at that, after all.
Not bad for a suburban boy who many people thought only had a battery for brains.
There's nothing really that I really am truly scared of. You know, to talk to you today and make it entertaining for people, it's not just talking back to you. I've got to make things happen that will please the eye and, well, hopefully for your viewers on hard copy, because, you know, the sort of show it is, you know.
Oi! A man who has put his mouth where the money is. Good luck to him. Now, the police had a tip-off. Drug dealers using a local warehouse to sell their dope. The cops set up a surveillance camera to catch their prey. Over 3 months, it not only caught some amazing drug deals, but a few other surprising exchanges as well. Customers who weren't...
...to the game. And with racism in football becoming an issue, both parties believe...